What's the best practice mode in the simulator? Nonstop says. Nonstop, when I'm practicing in the sim, I like infinite race. I hate it. Like, if you do a standard race in the simulator, then you'll do like 3 laps and be done. And that's okay if you're trying to like race for time and put pressure on yourself. But when I'm trying to improve, I usually want infinite race. So like, I hate when I'm getting a groove going. And then it says, okay, the race is over. You did 3 laps. I'm like, I was just starting to get good. So I like infinite race so I can keep going and keep trying to improve until I crash and have to reset. Hendrik asks, this must be the super chat question from Hendrik. Joshua, a while ago you did a video about GPS modules and interference. I see a lot of manufacturers putting a GPS mount on the back side of the model. Which is most of the time under the VTX antennas. That's fine. Having the GPS near the VTX antennas isn't really a problem as long as it's spaced out a little bit. I've got a 7-inch build where the GPS is maybe 2 inches back, but still under the antennas, and I'll get 20, 25 sats, no problem. So that's absolutely fine. It's when it's too close to the body and too close to the battery lead, that's when it creates an issue, in my opinion. What's the highest KV for a 2207 5-inch 6S racing build? Asks Comic Sniper. The thing is, the 6S racers, the 5-inch racers, they don't need ultra high KV because they're seldom at full throttle anyway. Like most racers, if they were to actually go to full throttle, they would just kill their battery, or they wouldn't have the control to do it. So there are some racers who are very good, who are regularly hitting full throttle and need more KV. Those guys are running about 2100-ish KV, 21 to 2200 KV on 6S. Most people don't have the skill and reflexes to actually use that. And for most racers, a lower KV, like maybe 1900 KV at most, is probably the right choice. Running at higher KV will just give you less throttle resolution and more ability to blow out corners and won't make your laps faster. But I would say 2100 to 2200 KV is the absolute ceiling of what we see real racers using in 5-inch racing. I bought an iFlight Eco 5-inch with DJI O3 air unit, powered up the drone with a battery with no antennas. No, the DJI VTX did not fry. Analog VTX will fry. Digital VTX are protected from such things. At least the DJI and the Walk Snail are. I don't know about HD0. Analog VTX will fry. DJI and Walk Snail are protected. You're okay. Heather, thank you for a $5 super chat. 5-inch Foxeer F722 V4 flight controller. Saved the wrong settings under video transmitter. Now it resets ports, arming disabled. Heather, this is not going to help you now, but this is why the very first thing you need to do before you start messing around with configuration is save a backup of the configuration. If you had saved a backup, then you could just restore that backup and everything would be fine. Since you didn't, now you're in a little bit of trouble. Did you build this yourself? Or is it a bind and fly? If you built it yourself, you just reset the ports back the way you know they need to be and you're good to go. Yeah. It looks like you built it yourself, so just reconfigure the receiver, the video transmitter, etc. in the ports tab, right? Otherwise, if it's a bind and fly, you go back to the manufacturer and try to get a bind and fly. You get the CLI dump from them. Did you end up getting FRIA status? Yes, I did get FRIA status. That doesn't really matter from the perspective of my YouTube channel because FRIAs only really matter if you're a recreational flyer and everything I do is commercial. The main reason you haven't seen any outside flying vids from me is I just haven't felt like posting that lately. That's all. Like I haven't just posted a pure freestyle vid in like forever. And part of it is that I just, the bar has been raised so much for like way back when my channel got started, like I was never the best FPV pilot, freestyle pilot, but my videos I thought they were worth posting. I thought they were worth watching. They got some views. Nowadays, I just look at everybody else who's so much better than me, and I'm like, I don't know why I would post freestyle videos. I think freestyle videos on YouTube aren't really that interesting anyway. Like, the place where I watch freestyle is mostly on the 30-second to 60-second reel content, like Facebook Reels, YouTube Shorts, TikTok, etc. The places where you're like, oh, that was a great trick, nice, and then 45 seconds later you're done. Not a lot of people want to watch it like a 3-minute freestyle video. So, Vitas Lindemann, thank you for 5 Swiss francs. Could you show the top-notch, best of the best components for a 5-inch freestyle quad if money doesn't play a role? Frame, motors, etc. I gotta tell you, man, they're like, ooh, what's the money no object flight controller? Like, yeah, it's not necessarily going to be the most expensive, is my point. Price no object, let's see. For flight controller, like one of the most reliable flight controllers you can get today is the Foxeer Reaper. Flight controller and ESC. Racers use it a lot. I might go with a 30mm Foxeer Reaper. For motors, if I just wanted to spend money on something because it's like expensive and supposed to be real good, the AOS Supernova motors, that's the kind of motor that is purported to have advantages, but I normally wouldn't buy it because it's so expensive. So AOS Supernova 2207 motor might be a choice. For video transmitter, price no object, you're probably looking at the 03. That's the main reason people stay away from the 03 is the price. If I was very concerned with latency, I might get like a high-powered analog VTX. And then for frame, I mean, I don't know. Maybe maybe the Apex, the Impulse RC Apex. That's a solid frame. It's a top tier frame, no doubt. I don't know. Do you think Flipster FPV is Skibidi Sigma or not? Thank you for 129 Czech Karuna asks QDO. Flipster FPV is the Sigma Rizzler. There is no doubt. The most is Gyat, Ohio, Skibidi Sigma, no doubt.